Hello and thanks for clicking on this video for my Q&A, which is something which I've been wanting to do for a long time, and seeing as I've been vlogging for about 7 months now, I thought it would be a good opportunity to answer some questions which I asked people to send me, which I did receive, so thank you very much for the questions. I'm going to begin with the very first one, which is, if you could go anywhere you haven't travelled to before, where would it be? For me, it has to be a place like Patagonia, which is for the far ends of the earth, and I am so eager to get to a place like that where I can do some trekking, as that's been on my bucket list for many years. I was really hoping to do a trek before I got married, but it didn't happen, and I was really hoping to do a trek before I had children. It's not happened. So Patagonia in South America it just looks stunning. I think it's one of these places that would be breathtaking to see, and I just really wanted to kind of experience an environment like that. I've always wanted to climb a mountain as well, so I don't know, maybe, but I do really need to think about doing that soon, because I don't really want to be climbing a mountain in my 50s. My second question is, what is your favourite flower? I absolutely love peonies, which are just really pretty, and I like the smell of roses. Third question, who would you invite to dinner and why? Now this is quite an easy one for me, because I just know that it would have to be Sir David Attenborough, who is, I've said this before, a demigod in my opinion. He's just an incredible individual who would be fascinating to talk to. I mean, I absolutely love watching the programs that he does, and he has the most incredible voice, which I could listen to all day. The other person I would like to possibly talk to, no, I would like to talk to, is Buzz Aldrin, who has been to the moon. And Neil Armstrong, obviously sadly has passed away, but he would be another person that I would love to talk to about the moon and space. And what is your favourite colour? My favourite colour is blue. What has becoming a mum taught you about yourself? Motherhood is really hard. I've said this lots of times, and there's lots of mums who will say that. I do actually have quite a bit of patience, and I've had to grow more patience as well. Being a mum has taught me that I have quite a lot of love to give to this little being who I've made. I like to give to him, I like to look after him, and I've also been basically realised that I'm somebody who is very down to earth, that I've certainly become quite pragmatic about things, and I just want to be able to do the best that I can. What would you say to other mums who are considered older but scared to take the plunge into family life because of age? Right, so I was 38 when I had Jay, and obviously that's kind of considered as being an older mum. And in my situation, which some or some may not know, I've had, unfortunately, quite a lot of problems with infertility, so that's kind of delayed things. I know that I wouldn't have wanted to have children in my 20s, because I think I just really wanted to learn more about myself. There are plenty of women who are having children later on in life. I think that's a given now. And I just say, if you are someone who wants to be a mum, like I've always wanted to be a mother, then to go for it, to take the plunge and experience it. I just always knew that I didn't want to regret it, so I didn't want to kind of go into my 40s and then think, you know, I really wish I'd had children, or is it too late now? So I didn't want to be in that position. So I think for women who possibly are quite career-minded, that it is still okay to have a career. You can still have a career. You don't just stop when you become a mum. You know, you still want to learn things, you still want to develop as a person. So that's not going to change, but I think that it's certainly something which I'm glad that I've experienced, or I'm experiencing at the moment, in raising the future. I think it's a wonderful thing to do, and being an older mum is certainly nothing to be ashamed of. I feel quite young at heart. He's making me feel quite young at heart. I love playing with him. I love being able to be a kid again. So there's a lot of things that I think are great when you're older and a mum too. Obviously the energy levels aren't the same, but that's not the end of the world. You can certainly do things about that. What are your top makeup products? I love using makeup. I have countless products upstairs in my room. I really love using foundation. I need to use foundation because, my goodness, my skin, even though I've been quite lucky with my skin, I've never really had severe breakouts, touch wood. But I do feel that makeup definitely has enhanced my skin, and it contains SPF 15, a lot of the foundations, which I think is brilliant. And I love using lipsticks as well. I use pinks mainly in coral shades, and then I use them also for blusher as well. So I kind of multitask with products that I use. And I like using eyeliner as well because it doesn't make me look dead, because I do have horrendous dark circles. So I should say, like, using concealer as well. Concealer is probably my number one because I do have hideous dark circles, and I'm going to be doing a video on my makeup products specifically soon. But concealer, foundation, lipstick, eyeliner. What has been the funniest thing your little boy has said to you? Remember, I was making lunch and I was having sweet corn and some chicken and can't remember what it was, and he came running up to me and said, when I was eating the sweet corn, he said, "Why are you eating yellow teeth?" He loves shapes and colours, and he asked me to draw a hendecagon, and an ellipse, which I have to say I didn't know, and I had to Google it. If you became Prime Minister tomorrow, what would you like to see changed? I would certainly do more for women. Beginning with, and this is one of my absolute pet peeves, is when women are out and about and we want to use the public toilets, there just aren't enough public toilets. And I use this as an example. I went to the theatre recently, and you know, in the interval you don't really get that long to have a kind of a break and have a drink and that kind of thing. And the first thing I always do is rush to the toilets, and then there is a massive queue all the way down the corridor, all the way around the side of the wall, and it's just frustrating. And you see the men walking in and out of the toilets, looking at you while we're all waiting there to use the two toilets that are in. I mean, I'm using a theatre as an example. I know theatres are old and sometimes you can't kind of change the structure of that, but just generally, even out, it's, you know, railway stations and places, there are always queues. It just isn't fair, but that's that. I would make it a 3-day weekend. I would somehow try and incorporate a 3-day weekend and shorter working days. What trashy TV do you watch? I don't know if you can call soaps trashy TV. I love watching EastEnders and Coronation Street and, you know, things like Hollyoaks and stuff like that, or The Real Housewives of Orange County, that sort of stuff. Where do you think your YouTube career is headed? Well, hopefully more people would watch my videos. I really hope that YouTube is just something I adore. I think it's a fantastic platform to get information out there. I mean, I do rely on YouTube for a lot of how-to videos. I would like to grow my channel. I started the channel whilst working, obviously, with Channel Mum, which is phenomenal. I absolutely love Channel Mum and being able to work with a community of women that are amazing, and it's just certainly something that has really lifted my confidence. What inspired you to start blogging? Okay, so I started blogging when Jay turned 4 months old. I love writing. I've always liked writing, and I read a lot of pregnancy blogs. There are a couple of people that have inspired me. A lady called Vicky from Honest Mum. She is incredible. If you must check out her blog, you really must, because she's just incredible and has really inspired me to start blogging. And there's also a wonderful blogger and vlogger called Jess AV, who I absolutely love, and I love reading. I loved reading her blog. I still do, and she also inspired me to start blogging. And Lucy and the Bump, Lucy, who has also just joined Channel Mum. I loved reading her blog. She just has this wonderful writing style. They all do. All the ladies that I've mentioned here have a wonderful style of writing, and I kind of thought, you know, I could do that, and it would be great to have an outlet where I can talk about my experiences and just share information. And it's also, I guess, a log of things that are happening in my life at this moment. The blogging community is incredible. There is a wonderful sense of community and information out there, and it's just something I like. I prefer to read blogs and then actually read books. What are your book recommendations? Well, I do read books. I do read a lot of blogs, but I think for me, I mean, I certainly have to say this book here, which my wonderful friend Nina gave to me most recently, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, who is a fantastic author, and I can see why this is Nina's favourite book. A Beautiful Oblivion by Jamie Maguire. It's a fiction teenage style novel, but I love it. Books by Michael Palin, who there was a book called Sahara, which I loved reading. Wonderful photos in there of his travel. How do you feel when you menstruate and have to do everything as mum with a young child? I personally have to say that I haven't really struggled massively when it comes to my time of the month. I am able to kind of, I don't go crazy. I do have moments where I feel quite low, but I am somebody who, I think I manage it quite well. Since having children, my experiences are that it is incredibly painful. I try and just look after myself well. You know, I will drink water. I drink a lot of water. I do have a hot water bottle. I do try and get into a frame of mind where I feel like this is a very natural thing. There is nothing wrong with this, except I really wish it didn't happen, but it is part of nature. And I certainly think that for a lot of women who really suffer from PMT, it's very hard when you are a mother as well, because you have to get on with things. You have to look after your children. It can take a real toll on the body. So I do kind of reach out to my husband to help me that little bit more. I just wanted to say to everyone who's currently supported me through my YouTube, who've subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. I am really glad that people actually do watch my videos. I do enjoy it, and I certainly hope that I will be making more videos that will be interesting to watch and that will appeal to people. And if you are thinking of vlogging, go ahead, start a channel, give it a try. So thanks very much. If you do like this, give it a thumbs up, and look forward to seeing you in my next video.